Nine Flames Sovereign Chapter 31, Anti-Kill. Han Feng pondered for a long while, and suddenly said, I don't think the purpose is that simple. His own strength is stronger than you. There is no need to use such despicable means. Han Rong thought for a while, couldn't think of any other problems, and said, it should be to torture me. After all, the people killed by the bumblebee are very miserable. Han Feng said, perhaps there are reasons for this, but it must not be the main reason. If you simply want to torture you, with his strength, you can be captured alive. By the way, will the Chong family have any means of contacting each other? Han Feng said as if he had thought of something. Han Rong frowned, and after a long time he was uncertain. Perhaps, the Chong family has been developing in Renjiangcheng longer than our Han family, and the background is deeper than our Han family. Maybe there are such means. This continent has a peculiar means, no less than Han Feng's mobile phones in his previous life. Within a certain range, even if there is no face-to-face, they can still communicate with each other. But things with this kind of function are very precious. The Han family's development time is too short and there is not much background, so naturally there is no such thing. Han Feng had an idea in his mind. I guess the Chong family should have this method. Our Han family may not be as good as the Chong family, but the strength is comparable. Maybe this makes the Chong family mistakenly think that our Han family also has it. If you think about it this way, everything makes sense. Think about it, if you are chased by a bumblebee, the first thing you think of is to ask Han Lin or other people in our Han family to help. At that time, the bumblebee hurt, but you were the only one. Even if the bumblebee is killed, we will suffer a major blow. If I'm not wrong, this one called Chong Tianyi must follow in the dark. Then we will take advantage of our injury. Han Feng's eyes burst into cold light. Han Rong was taken aback. Han Rong was not stupid. Han Rong immediately understood what Han Feng said. As a result, the elites of their Han family are likely to be wiped out. Han Rong's face was dark and extremely ugly, and he said bitterly, this Chong family is as sinister as ever. The incident about your father was stabbed out by the spies that Chong family planted in our family. As a result, our Han family's prestige was greatly reduced, and your father had to be punished by the family elder and head of the family. Han Feng was stunned. He didn't expect that his father was punished for this reason, and he was angry with the Chong family. Han Rong's face turned pale, and said, Han Feng, what should we do? Before he knew it, Han Rong had subconsciously obeyed Han Feng's orders. Han Feng said lightly, just wait here, we were just guessing before. If Chong Tianyi hasn't come all the time, our guess is wrong. You probably don't know what happened to you. But if Chong Tian followed soon, then it means. Han Rong hesitated and said, this isn't it. Chong Tianyi has opened up 3 main lines. Han Feng sneered, how about opening up the 3 main veins? Do you know the strength of the roast pig that was eaten by my bumblebee just now? Han Rong knew that it was not easy when he heard this, and said cautiously, later too. Han Feng coldly said, the second stage. That's the record a few days ago. This roast pig was a second-class peak during his lifetime, a monster on the verge of evolution. Hiss. Han Rong gasped. The second-level peak, a monster on the verge of evolution, what does it mean? It means that only the warrior who can get through the peak of the 4 main veins can contend. Even Han Lin will be more difficult to deal with. But such a beast was actually killed by Han Feng. Whether it was easy or difficult, it showed that Han Feng had no less strength than a warrior who could get through the 4 main veins. Thinking of this, Han Rong settled down. Soon, Han Rong went to kill a second-stage pig-like monster and began to barbecue. On the other side, a figure rushed following a certain trail. Hey, this Han Rong has come to the Han family's army now. I don't know what happened to the Han family's trash, I think it won't be good. Dozens of venomous bees are not so easy to deal with. Now I will kill them alone. This kind of credit can get at least 4 or 5 second-level pills. At that time, let alone the 4 main veins, the 5th main vein may also be opened by me. It is not impossible to exceed Chong Wenjun. Well, something is wrong, what's the matter with this smoke? After approached, Chong Tian was surprised to find that there were only 2 people beside the river, Han Rong and Han Feng. In a mere 2 main veins and 1 waist, how could it be possible to avoid the bumblebee? Chong Tianyi was a little unbelievable. Gradually, Chong Tian noticed the river with a single glance and cursed, damn. These two guys can. Luckily, the bumblebee has a natural resistance to water. No wonder these two guys are safe and sound. After a while, Chong Tianyi sneered again in a low voice. Han Rong has been injured by me before. Han Feng himself is a waste. It is not to be feared. Even if there is no big poisonous bee, I alone can deal with it. I will kill these two people first. Others will talk about it later. Han Feng, who was gnawing on the trotters, suddenly paused, and then whispered, Han Rong, our guess is correct. That person has already arrived. You read www.yuekanshu.com and you will step aside. This person is out of the question. 9 will attack. Han Rong knew that his strength was not as good as Han Feng and Chong Tianyi, so he nodded slightly and backed away a lot without a trace, ensuring that the battle between Han Feng and Chong Tianyi would not affect him. Soon, a chain came out suddenly. Condensing claw power. Han Feng paid attention to this side, a claw tore the chain into pieces, and at the same time, Han Feng grabbed the last piece of the chain with his left hand and directly pulled Chong Tianyi out. Chong Tianyi still had a stunned expression on his face at this time. Obviously he couldn't believe that the waste in his imagination would be so powerful. Oops, careless, this kid is not a waste at all, I must send this news. Before Chong Tianyi finished thinking, he immediately covered his neck with both hands, blood flowed, and Chong Tianyi fell down before long. Han Rong swallowed and vomited. Although he knew Chong Tianyi's strength was not as good as Han Rong's understanding, the gap between the two was so large that Han Rong had never expected it before. One move will kill. Han Feng came to Chong Tianyi's corpse and took out a green jade pendant from Chong Tianyi's hand. Communication jade pendant. Chang's family really has the means of communication. Han Rong sighed aside. Han Feng put away the communication jade pendant. His expression did not change much. It's the lowest level communication jade pendant, and the communication range is estimated to be as large as the Yufeng mountain range. Although the Chong family's background is deeper than that of our Han family, there is such a thing in Amir Jr. It doesn't seem right how you look at it. Han Feng was full of wonder, but Han Rong shrugged. It should be temporarily given by our Han family for the sake of Yin, isn't it also the storage belt on our waist? Han Feng's eyes lit up. I almost forgot, storage belt. Han Feng took Chong Tianyi's storage belt and sprinkled the contents out. 23 first level monster heads, 11 second level monster heads, this guy has a good harvest. In addition, there are some gold and silver and medicine bottles. People in the city are not big, and the liquidity is generally gold and silver. Like a larger city, the whole city is full of warriors, and the liquid currency is generally lingxi. There is no difference between gold and silver there and dung. Han Feng picked up the medicine bottle and opened it, sniffed, and said, sure enough, this is similar to the tiny particle on your body. It is estimated that you have been washed away a lot in the river. Otherwise, even if we come out, we will be attracted soon. Come to the bumblebee. Han Rong's face was palpitated. Han Feng looked at Han Rong, and continued, those who see you have a share, these monster heads share half of you. Han Rong shook his head quickly, how can this work? You saved me in the first place, and you were the one who killed Chong Tianyi. I am not qualified to divide it in half. Han Rong knows that Han Feng is probably polite, and if he accepts it, although Han Feng doesn't say anything, the relationship between each other will be estranged. Han Feng took a few words of politeness, then took it back, quite satisfied with Han Rong's knowledge and interest in his heart. The two communicated a few more words, and Han Rong said, don't bother Han Feng, I also want to leave and continue hunting monsters. See you in Yufeng Mountain tomorrow afternoon. Okay, be careful. Han Feng didn't keep him, he has a lot of secrets, and it is always dangerous to keep a person by his side. The next day, that passed. When the night came, Han Feng stopped hunting the beasts. He jumped from the trees by the river to the space of the 9-flame Skyfire Tower and continued to practice. Now Han Feng has opened up 3 main channels, but to open up 4 main channels, the energy required is 2 or 3 times as much as before. It is not so easy to break through. Han Feng's hard work in the past 2 days is just to make the cultivation of the 3rd main vein go a step further. There is still not a big distance from the peak. In the early morning of the next day, Han Feng continued his hunting. At noon, he barbecued monsters beside the river. This time, the monster is a cat-type monster. Unlike ordinary domestic cats, this cat-type monster is no smaller than a growing ferocious wolf. Roar. Suddenly, a low growl sounded not far away. Han Feng's expression suddenly changed, and he immediately got up. This roar is not too close to hear, but he only discovered it now. Still the other party yelled, otherwise. This monster must be level 2 or above, otherwise I won't be unable to find it. I was too careless. I thought that lighting a fire at night would attract the attention of Warcraft, and I almost forgot that it was possible during the day. The scent of meat floated, and Han Feng's heart flashed. Maybe this scent is also a problem, but the third-level monsters are generally not in the depths of the Yufeng Mountains. They usually come out at night, and why do they come out during the day? It seems that Instructor Lin's knowledge is not comprehensive. Soon, a giant wolf appeared in Han Feng's sight. The hair of this giant wolf is purple and blue all over, the pupils are red, and the ears are different from the ordinary giant wolf, which is larger, with a red and blue unicorn on its forehead. Han Feng's pupils shrank. Could it be that this is what the Instructor Lin said is the one-horned war wolf of the Yufeng mountain range? The one-horned war wolf is a 5th-level monster in adulthood. It is said that the end of the Yufeng mountain range is already a 6th-level monster. This kind of strength is comparable to a human mid-level warrior, and it is absolutely impossible for me to deal with. Han Feng was panicked, but his complexion kept as calm as possible. This calmness, Han Feng found something wrong. The size of the one-horned war wolf in front of him was nearly half smaller than what Instructor Lin had said before, and its strength was only the level of a 3rd-level monster. Among the 3-level monsters, it is not the best. This, won't it be the child of the one-horned wolf of the 6th-level monster? The more I think about it, the more sure Han Feng is. As a result, Han Feng is more careful. If he hurts this one-horned war wolf, maybe he will lead to the 6th-level beast one-horned war wolf. Level 5 to level 8 monsters have gradually developed their wisdom, no less than the age of human beings at 14 or 15 years old. 9th to 12th level monsters, their intelligence is no different from that of adults. Earth-level monsters, even more vomiting. Sky-ranked monsters, if you want to, can be half-human. To be completely transformed, a higher level is still needed, but the Han family has developed too short a time. The Han family does not know exactly what level this transcendence is. Roar. The one-horned war wolf let out a low growl, and its saliva flowed down its mouth. Han Feng couldn't help taking a step back, then tore off one of the cat's legs and threw it away. The one-horned war wolf sniffed, swallowed it in one bite, and when it came out again, it was already bones. Han Feng gritted his teeth and threw the whole roasted cat over. When the one-horned war wolf swallowed the roasted cat, Han Feng immediately jumped back and secretly said, I can't stay here for long. This one-horned war wolf is only level 3. But its mother is a level 6 monster. Maybe this one-horned war wolf is not low in wisdom, it is very likely to stand there waiting for the rabbit. The one-horned war wolf ate the roast cat, his red pupils narrowed slightly, his nose rose, and he immediately chased www.mtlnovel.com, the direction in which Han Feng flees. The one-horned war wolf is indeed as expected by Han Feng, and its wisdom is far beyond the ordinary level 3 monsters. But the reason is not the mother of a 6th-level monster. When was running, the one-horned war wolf howled a few times, causing the surrounding monsters to scatter. This is not the depths of the Yufeng mountain range. Most of them are level 2 monsters. A level 3 monster appears here, which is enough to shock and fear many monsters. Especially, the one-horned war wolf still has the breath of its mother. 6th-level monsters, definitely the overlord-level monsters of Yufeng mountain range. Along the way, naturally no Warcraft dare to stop. The Han Feng running ahead changed his face even more. Asshole, this one-horned war wolf is still not satisfied with a roasted cat. Is it really going to eat me? How did Han Feng know that for Warcraft, humans are the most delicious food? The one-horned war wolf smelled a unique aura from Han Feng. This breath told the one-horned war wolf that this human delicious, better than other humans. The one-horned war wolf hasn't eaten delicious humans for a long time, and when they suddenly encounter a food that is more delicious than ordinary humans, how can the one-horned war wolf give up? Han Feng, who was running ahead, heard the howling of the wolf getting closer, and finally stopped running away, and stopped with a gloomy expression. Animal, I don't want to kill you, but I don't want to lead your mother, but you want to eat me so much, don't blame me, kill you. The big deal is to leave Yufeng Mountain in advance, and I have Instructor Lin to deal with level 6 monsters. Anyway, with the monster head I hunt now, it is enough to guarantee the top 3. Han Feng was not running away, and soon the 3-horned war-wolf of Warcraft caught up with Han Feng. As soon as the 1-horned war-wolf saw Han Feng, he immediately rushed forward and opened his huge fangs. It was conceivable that once he was bitten in the neck, he would immediately die. Looking for death, Han Feng hurriedly dodged his body, and at the same time, his condensed claws caught the 1-horned war-wolf. The 1-horned war-wolf was caught by Han Feng's strength, but his body was not greatly affected. Seeing this, Han Feng couldn't help but frown. My current cultivation base is still too weak. Even with the help of the condensed claws, my combat power is actually barely able to compete with the fighters who have opened up the 5 main lines. This warrior must have not mastered 2 powerful basic martial arts. To deal with these level 3 monsters, or at least the mid-level 3 monsters, my strength is not enough. Suddenly, a black shadow struck quickly. Not good. Han Feng was taken aback and tried to dodge, but the speed of this shadow was too fast. It hit Han Feng's shoulder all at once, knocked Han Feng out, and knocked down a giant tree. Above the tree, Han Feng spouted blood, and his shoulders were weakly lifted, obviously dislocated. This dark shadow is the tail of a 1-horned war-wolf. The eyes of the 1-horned war-wolf are more fierce. Damn it! This is the first time that Han Feng has directly faced level 3 monsters. The power of level 3 monsters has been completely realized by Han Feng. The 1-horned war-wolf kept saliva and moved slowly and cautiously. The claw of Han Feng before made the 1-horned war-wolf a little bit painful, so he didn't dare to be careless. When the 1-horned war-wolf was very close to Han Feng, and it was determined that Han Feng could no longer resist, he finally couldn't help but rushed over, and a stench hit Han Feng. Boom! At this moment, a raging flame suddenly rose from Han Feng. The red flame made Han Feng a man of fire. The body of the 1-horned war-wolf leapt over and touched the flame, and the hair of the 1-horned war-wolf instantly burned. Who? The 1-horned wolf fell to the ground in horror, rolling back and forth. Is a human being, and the body suddenly caught fire and panicked, let alone a 1-horned war-wolf. Taking this opportunity, Han Feng immediately stood up and quickly retreated, while his uninjured left hand gathered the red flames together, forming a huge fireball. And many more. Han Feng suddenly thought that this fireball was actually subconsciously condensed by himself, but this does not mean that the flames produced by the 9 flames different fire art can only condense into a spherical shape. Thinking of this, Han Feng suddenly enlightened, and the fireball in his hand turned into a bow and arrow shape in a short moment. Han Feng's face was pale, cold and sweaty. The spherical shape is the best to condense and control. But bows and arrows are different. Not only are they very expensive, they are also not easy to control, but there is a reward for what you pay. The bow and arrow condensed from the red flames is obviously more destructive than the spherical shape. Go with. Han Feng suddenly threw out. The red flame bow and arrow violently collided with the air, making a chirping noise. The 1-horned war-wolf finally extinguished the flames of his body, and as soon as he stood up, he saw the red flame bow and arrow coming quickly. The 1-horned war-wolf looked terrified. Without waiting for the 1-horned war-wolf to evade, the red flame bow and arrow directly shot into the 1-horned war-wolf body, and burned in the 1-horned war-wolf body. This is not comparable to the body surface. If it is the body surface, relying on its strong defensive power, it can resist for a long time, but inside, let alone a 3rd-level beast, it is 8 or 9 or more than 10 levels, still fragile. The 1-horned war-wolf let out a screaming scream, and it was burned out in a short time, leaving only an empty bag in the body. Han Feng tutted endlessly. As expected, it is a level 3 monster. The body's defenses are really strong. There is nothing in the body, and the appearance has not changed much. Hey, now is not the time to think about this, let's go quickly. After all, he was worried about the level 6 1-horned wolf in the depths of the Yufeng Mountains. Han Feng cut off the forehead of the 1-horned wolf and was about to leave Yufeng Mountain quickly. At this time, Han Feng's eyes widened. This is. What appeared in front of Han Feng was actually a fist-sized gray crystal block. Soon, Han Feng understood what it was. Oh my god, it's a magic core. The magic core is the product of the aura of the beasts gathering heaven and earth. It is said that to produce the magic core, it is at least a 5-level monster, equivalent to a human-level warrior. This one-horned war wolf is only at level 3, and it has a magic core, which is really incredible. When Han Feng thought of this, he was stunned and thought of something. It seems that the body of this one-horned war wolf has undergone a mutation. Once this kind of beast reaches level 5, among the beasts of the same level, its combat power will be higher. Wait, have the ability to leapfrog. At the beginning of the 5th level, it is very likely that you will kill the middle of the 5th level. Before I thought that this one-horned war wolf was so intelligent because of heredity and the 6th level beast one-horned war wolf. Now that I think about it, it is completely wrong. Everything is fundamentally on this magic core. Oops, this one-horned war wolf mutation, its mother must be aware of it, and she will definitely be more furious than I thought, so she must leave quickly. Han Feng's expression changed drastically. Ignoring the head of the one-horned war wolf, he ran away immediately after taking the 3rd-level magic core. At the same time, in the depths of the Yufeng mountain range, a sad and angry roar rang out. The nearby monsters shuddered and shuddered. Shortly after Han Feng left, where he killed the one-horned war wolf, a larger one-horned war wolf suddenly appeared. This larger one-horned war wolf looked up to the sky and screamed for a long time. Yu reading www.yuakanshu.com whispered a sniff, and then the pupils shot Sen Han's killing intent, jumped up, and chased away. Yufeng mountain range, Han Feng kept running, his expression on his face was getting more and more joyful. It's fast, it's fast. Look like this, it will take more than 20 minutes to escape. How? Suddenly, Han Feng's internal energy was unstable, and the roar of blood and blood resounded through the forest. Countless birds rose up into the sky in shock. Oops, I caught up so soon. Although the sound is still far away from me, but at the speed of a level 6 monster, I will catch up in less than 10 minutes. You must speed up. Also ignored the exhaustion of his inner strength. Han Feng increased his inner strength, and his speed suddenly soared. Somewhere in the Yufeng mountain range, Han Lin glanced at the people around him coldly, in a cold tone. Your Chong family is really shameless and shameless. What else can you do besides deceiving the less and conspiring? The young Chong family headed by looked grim. Han Lin, you are really naive. There is not so much fairness in this world. If you are to blame, you are from the Han family and you are still an elite of the Han family. The Han family has been fighting with our Chong family for so long, it's time to quit the stage of Renjiangcheng. Han Lin angrily, you dream. Han Lin angrily, you dream. Even if you kill me, our Han family still has cousin Han Ru, and Han Feng, your Chong family wants to swallow our Han family, it's just a dream. Chong Wenjun looked stunned. Han Feng, this trash, or the future of your Han family. Ridiculous. But don't worry, they will come down to accompany you soon. Our Chong family is not as simple as your Han family thinks. Han Lin's heart was shocked. Although he didn't know what Chong Wenjun meant, he also knew that the Chong family must have power that their Han family hadn't noticed. No, he must go out alive and tell the family elders. Chong Wenjun clearly saw Han Lin's thoughts and jokingly said, give up, our 2 cultivation bases are equivalent. We are both cultivation bases that open up the 4 main lines, and there are 3 helpers around me, all of which are open to the 2 main lines. Jin Shuwei, you can't escape. Huh, what is coming? Chong Wenjun and Han Lin, as the strongest among the 5, quickly discovered the anomaly. Along with the sound of brushing, Han Feng's figure appeared in their sight. Han Lin was overjoyed immediately. Han Lin knows that Han Feng once easily killed ordinary giant wood monsters between the middle stage and the 2nd stage. With such strength, Han Lin does not expect Han Feng to kill Chong Wenjun, as long as Han Feng can delay the rest. For the 3 members of the Chong family, the 2 of them have an 80–90% chance to escape. Han Lin was about to say something, but Han Feng was pale and shouted, Han Lin, run. Soon, Han Feng came to Han Lin and his party, pulling Han Lin and running immediately. Han Lin only then eased up and ran together. Although he didn't know what happened, it was not easy to see Han Feng like this. Chong Wenjun cursed, and quickly said, hurry up and chase it." The four chased away immediately. Chong Wen-jun grinned at the back. "You guys can't run, just take it to death." Roar. At this time, a roar sounded in the distance behind him. Chong Wen-jun's face suddenly changed. "Damn it, that cry is definitely a monster of level 4 or higher. Asterisk 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 it, how come these monsters came out of the depths of the mountains?" At this time, Han Lin, Chong Wen-jun and others finally knew why Han Feng ran away in such a hurry. Faced with such a beast, they didn't try their best to run away, but they only died. Han Lin whispered, "Han Feng, what's going on?" It is naturally impossible for Han Feng to tell the truth, otherwise the secret of Fanhao would not be kept. With his current inner strength cultivation base, who would believe that he would kill the third-level monsters by condensing claw skills alone? There are only 20 days left before the trial of the human Midtown clan. At that time, the competitiveness is huge and it is extremely dangerous. At this time, the common fire is exposed. In the future, the family trial will make the competition more difficult and dangerous. Han Feng immediately shook his head. "I don't know, I just got up when I heard a sudden roar." Han Lin obviously didn't believe that Han Feng had the ability to provoke the anger of level 6 monsters, so he naturally believed Han Feng's statement. If you want to arouse the rage of the 6th level monsters, you must at least enter the core of the mountain. But there are as many as the 3rd and 4th level monsters, and there is a mid-mortal stage. Entering there is completely looking for death, and the possibility of escape is lower, let alone good. Annoyed the 6th level monster. Although a group of people did not run slowly, the speed of level 6 monsters was too fast, and the distance between the two sides gradually reduced. Han Lin's face was pale, but he didn't forget to comfort Han Feng. "Don't worry, at this distance, the roar of these level 6 monsters is enough for Instructor Lin and the others to hear. Instructor Lin may come early, so we don't have to escape to the Yufeng mountain range. Very likely to be rescued. But the point is, before Instructor Lin comes, we have to buy time. If we are overtaken by Chong Wen-jun, we are in danger." Talking, Han Lin motioned Han Feng to look at Chong Wen-jun and his party. At this moment, Han Feng, Han Lin and Chong Wen-jun are the first 3 people, and the 3 Chong family children are left, but they are at the end. These 3 people face horror, and they are gradually unable to keep up with the Han Feng 3 people. Han Feng looked at Chong Wen-jun with a shock in his heart. This Chong Wen-jun is so cruel. It belongs to the same family. He doesn't even want to help. Maybe this guy plans to use these 3 people to buy time. Wen-jun obviously misunderstood, thinking that the 6th level monster came out when he was hungry. "Unfortunately, the 6th level monster is chasing me. I will only kill the ones that get in the way on the way, and it won't take much time." Sure enough, 3 screams came from behind not long after, but the pace of the 6th level monster did not stop. Chong Wen-jun roared in his heart, "What the asterisk 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 is going on?" Suddenly, Chong Wen-jun stared at Han Lin and Han Feng bitterly, full of ill intentions and viciousness. Suddenly, Chong Wen-jun made a move, and at first glance, he wanted to drag one of Han Feng and Han Lin behind to buy him time. Han Feng's expression stern, and his claws attacked. Han Lin focused on escaping at this time, and did not notice Chong Wen-jun's movements. I can only say that Han Lin's experience is not enough, and he has not refreshed his new understanding of human shame and lower limits. Han Lin only thought that he would only need to run in front of Chong Wen-jun. He did not expect that Chong Wen-jun would be able to attack him seriously and fall behind. Han Feng had not much experience in his previous life, but he was better than Han Lin. He paid attention to Chong Wen-jun from the very beginning. At this moment, Chong Wen-jun attacked, and Han Feng immediately reflected it. Boom. What? Chong Wen-jun's practice is obviously palm handling, www.mtlnovel.com, and Han Feng head-to-head, Han Feng's claw condensing skill immediately penetrated Chong Wen-jun's palm. Chong Wen-jun let out a scream and fell behind, and at the same time Han Feng kicked out, even kicking Chong Wen-jun to the back. Han Lin came over now, with a look of fear, and said gratefully, "Han Feng, thank you very much." Han Feng kept walking, and said, "It's all a family, there is nothing to thank you, but you are too careless." Han Lin thought of the bullying and ignorance of Han Feng in the past. He looked ashamed, and when he heard Han Feng's teachings, He smiled wryly. Don't worry, it won't be like this in the future. It's hard to imagine that it's so dangerous outside. The dispute inside is really nothing. At least there will be no life-threatening. Behind, Chong Wenjun shouted loudly, "You can't leave me like this, save me." Han Feng and Han Linli ignored them. Chong Wenjun looked savage and roared, "I'm dead, my third brother will never let you go, family trial, you are dead." No matter how Chong Wenjun roared, Han Feng and Han Lin didn't move. Chong Wenjun was kicked hard by Han Feng, and he had fallen behind, was injured again, and his speed was obviously slowed down. Roar. This time roaring, the one-horned wolf has appeared behind the group. Do not. Chong Wenjun turned his head, suddenly frightened and desperate. The one-horned war wolf has opened his mouth and bit at Chong Wenjun. Tide palm. Wow. A tidal-like sight appeared in front of Han Lin, Han Feng and the others. The one-horned war wolf screamed bitterly, retreated, and then let out an even more angry roar. The powerful breath of the sixth-level beast burst out. But the aura of the figure that appeared was not weaker than the sixth-level beast. The one-horned war wolf was afraid, roaring again and again, and did not rush to make a move. Instructor. Chong Wenjun, who had escaped by chance, was overjoyed and ran to the back of the regular instructor. He immediately looked at Han Lin and Han Feng with a vicious look. Instructor Chong said quickly, "What's going on? How did a level 6 monster escape from the depths of the Yufeng mountain range?" Chong Wenjun said bitterly, "I don't know, this monster came with Han Feng's trash, and Han Feng kicked me before. If it weren't for the instructor, you can arrive in time, I will." The Chong instructor swept to Han Lin and Han Feng coldly, two despicable people, looking for death. The instructor Chong shot out with a palm, and the horrible fluctuations in force made Han Feng and Han Lin frightened. A blow from a mid-human level powerhouse, they are not even able to take it. Chong Wenjun showed a ferocious smile behind him. Flame knife. Just as the attack from the palm of the instructor hit halfway through, a flame knife struck and collided. Boom. Instructor Lin appeared in front of Han Feng and Han Lin. Instructor Lin's expression was cold. "The surname Chong, what do you mean?" The Chong instructor looked annoyed. "It's time to ask you two boys from the Han family, who actually kicked Chong Wenjun to the wound. It is simply to buy you time with our Chong Jia Erlang's life. Could it be that our Chong Jia Erlang's life is better than that? Don't you, Han?" Instructor Lin frowned, instinctively that this matter was not easy. In the Han family for so many years, Instructor Lin knew that the Chong family had always been very mean. The current Instructor Lin said solemnly, "Han Feng, Han Lin, isn't it like this?" Han Lin immediately said, "Instructor, Chong Wenjun took the initiative first, we just counterattack. Furthermore, the other three people in the Chong family also gave up by Chong Wenjun, which has nothing to do with us." Instructor Lin nodded, understanding the truth of the matter. The instructor often roared, "Fart, two little bastards, stop talking nonsense." Instructor Lin's face became cold. "For those with the surname Chong, don't deceive people too much." Roar. The one-horned war wolf suddenly roared, and immediately let the instructor Lin and the regular instructor come back to their senses. Now there is still a level 6 monster that has not been resolved. Chong Wenjun gritted his teeth straight behind. "Damn, why are these two boys so lucky? As long as that guy named Lin is a little later, these two guys will be finished. Especially Han Feng. I used to think it was a waste, but I was kicked and injured before I even had the opportunity to react. It is definitely not easy. Let this guy grow up, our family is in danger, we must find a chance to kill him." Flame knife. Tide palm. The mid-stage powerhouses of the two great people burst out their triumphant tricks. The one-horned war wolf had a big mouth, and the terrifying wind swept out, splitting away from the surroundings. Numerous tall trees were cut into pieces, a mess with a radius of more than 10 meters. Han Feng and Han Lin were not far behind Instructor Lin. They were very scared when they saw this sight. If the one-horned war wolf came like this before, they would be dead. Boom. Chi-chi. The three tricks collided, sparks splashed and smoke filled. Lin instructor and regular instructor both retreated. Instructor Lin's heart sank. This one-horned war wolf is stronger than in previous years. I am afraid that it has entered the middle of the 6th level. It is comparable to the human 5-star powerhouse. With the strength of my name and Chong, if we work together, it will not. It is impossible to kill it. Unfortunately, this is impossible. It is impossible for the two of us to work together. Thinking of this, Instructor Lin quickly shouted, Han Feng, Han Lin, you two go first, and I will leave when you are safe. It is impossible to stop me from leaving with this beast. The Chong instructor heard this and immediately signaled Chong Wenjun to leave. Chong Wenjun's face suddenly turned pale. If he left alone, he would be killed by Han Feng and Han Lin. Instructor Chong didn't know what Chong Wenjun was worried about. Before that, Chong Wenjun didn't tell the truth of the matter, only that he was attacked by Han Feng, so Chong Wenjun did not expect that Han Feng's strength had surpassed Chong Wenjun. Frontal victory and sneak attack are two concepts. At this moment, the instructor Chong saw that Chong Wenjun hesitated and refused to leave, and he was very dissatisfied. But when he thought of the three brothers in front of Chong Wenjun, the instructor Chong immediately put away his dissatisfaction. This Chong Wenjun family is not as the trivial children can provoke. The one-horned war wolf attacked again, and Instructor Lin and Chong instructor also ignored the three Han Feng and faced the one-horned war wolf. Suddenly, a figure appeared next to Han Feng. Han Feng was taken aback and immediately seized him. When he looked up, Han Feng was surprised. Instructor Han. The person here is Han Yongxing. Han Yongxing tutted, today is the day when the test is over. I originally wanted to see your results. I didn't expect to encounter this scene. You two guys are really unlucky and you were chased by a level 6 monster. Han Lin was anxious. Instructor Han, you should hurry up. Instructor Lin has gradually fallen into a disadvantage. Han Yongxing laughed. You are too small to look down on your instructors. If you weren't here, Yu reading www.yuekanshu.com would have escaped long ago with Lin Yu's strength, and this beast could not catch up. Well, since I'm here, I will kill it. The 6th level magic core can be exchanged for a lot of low-grade spirit stones, and my chance of breaking through can also increase by a few %. Falling thunder fingers. 5 arcs descended from the sky and struck the one-horned war wolf at once. Han Yongxing is a human level 6-star pinnacle master. He is changed to a monster level, but the 6th level peak is much more powerful than the mid-level 6th level single-sided wolf. 5 arcs directly split the body of the unicorn war wolf into the flesh. Lin Yu and Chong instructor retreated immediately, for fear of being affected by the arc. Bend thunder finger. Han Yongxing stretched out his hand, a thick thunder light burst out. Ho-hoo. The one-horned war wolf let out a cry and fell to the ground. Human level 6-star peak cultivation base with middle-level human level martial arts, is an ordinary human level 7-star powerhouse. Han Yongxing also has the power to fight. In other words, Han Yongxing can barely contend against the beasts of the early 7th level, not to mention the mid-level 6th level of the unicorn war wolf. Han Yongxing came to the body of the one-horned war wolf and dug out the 6th level magic core. The instructor Chang's face was blue and white, but his strength was not as good as humans, so he had to suppress his greed for the magic core and turned away. Before leaving, Chong Wenjun glanced at Han Feng coldly and silently opened his mouth to make a few mouth shapes. Han Feng, you wait. Han Feng understood, and sneered again and again. Han Yongxing also noticed this, frowning. I heard that Chong Wenjun is very small-bellied, and a collateral member of the Chong family provokes him, and eventually all his limbs are scrapped. This clan is still the case, let alone us. Han Feng, you have to be careful when you try. Han Lin said coldly, what is Chong Wenjun? At that time, Chong Wenjun sneaked on me, but I was kicked and injured by Han Feng. How can this waste compare to Han Feng? Perhaps it was Han Feng's life-saving grace, and Han Lin's attitude towards Han Feng suddenly improved a lot. Han Yongxing let out a cry, really? Han Linjung nodded, of course it is true. Instructor Lin had heard it before, and now it's still a little weird to hear it again. This Chong Wenjun's inner strength cultivation base is not weaker than Han Lin. To be really weak, there is probably only martial skills. Chong Wenjun's training is based on the first-class martial skills, and he has just passed the Shaocheng state, but Han Lin is gradually nearly Dacheng. Han Yongxing's mouth twitched and was hit hard. Instructor Lin gritted his teeth. Smelly boy, tell me your current real cultivation level. Even if you cultivate to perfection in the claw condensation technique, It is impossible to injure Chong Wenjun so easily with the inner strength cultivation of the two main veins. Han Feng looked embarrassed and said, "It's the three main veins." "What?" Han Yongxing, three people shouted. Han Yongxing's eyes light up. "Oh my god, it has only been 1 month and 10 days since you developed your internal energy, and you have even opened up the third main channel. This kind of speed is comparable to the third-class qualification cultivator of the middle grade. Even near the owner of the top-grade qualification." Instructor Lin was also very excited. With such geniuses, the rise of the Han family will completely overwhelm the other two families, and will soon become the largest family in the city. Han Lin twitched at the corner of his mouth, and finally completely resigned. Before, Han Lin thought Han Feng was great, but he still had the desire to compete, but now he is gone. Fighting with such a pervert is simply asking for trouble. Han Yongxing waved his hand. "Let's go, maybe other kids will come out too." A group of people soon came outside the Yufeng mountain range. The people of Chang's family can no longer see it, and they may have left. It is not surprising that Han Feng knew that they had contact with each other, but Han Yongxing was puzzled, and in the end he just thought that the Chong family came out earlier. Han Lin remembered what Chong Wenjun had said before, and immediately told Han Yongxing. Han Yongxing's expression became serious. "In that case, the Chong family is indeed a little strange. I heard that Chong Wenjun's third brother is the first person under the age of 15. But what kind of cultivation is not for us? No, this is so good to hide." Before, Chong Wenjun wanted Han Feng to wait. It is estimated that Chong Wenjun's third brother is going to deal with Han Feng. "Han Feng, you have to be careful, we don't understand this person at all. Except for this, Chong Wenjun's second brother is quite famous, but at the age of 17, he is already the pinnacle of the second-star human rank and may break through at any time. Chong Wenjun's eldest brother was also the first person in the Chong family's younger generation, but there is no news after 15, and he doesn't know where he is now." When Han Feng and Han Lin heard this, their expressions changed slightly. Han Feng took out the communication jade pendant and told Chong Tiany's things before. Han Yongxing was furious. This Chong family is still as despicable as ever. Fortunately, Han Feng is strong, otherwise several geniuses of our Han family will fall. Instructor Lin showed concern. This communication jade pendant is not necessarily owned by ordinary Zon-level clan and force. At least the top profound level forces and the earth level forces that surpass the profound level forces are possible. Mo Feigia is a branch of a prefecture level force. Han Yonglian shook his head. "It's not possible. If that's the case, Renjiangcheng would already belong to Chang's family." Han Lin said, "It is also possible that he was expelled, so no one came to help Chang's family." Han Feng said, "It is impossible. It is really abandoned. It is impossible to give such a precious thing as the communication jade pendant to the Chong family. In my opinion, 80% of the Chong family has climbed into some powerful force, relying on the powerful force to improve the family strength. Furthermore, the Chong family should not be worth mentioning this huge power, so our Han family can be stable to the present." Han Yongxing agrees with Han Feng's idea. Han Feng is right, that's all 9 out of 10. But it's not worth mentioning now, and it doesn't mean it won't be worth mentioning in the future. In short, the Chong family has taken a step ahead of our Han family in some respect, and our Han family must be prepared. When I return to the family, I will report what happened today. Now wait for the other boys to come out." The four were silent and worried. Han Feng discovered that the current situation of his family is not very good. "We must improve our strength and strive to step into the ranks before the crisis, so that we can protect ourselves. If it is stronger, maybe it can help the family through the crisis." Han Feng secretly said. Soon, Han Rong, Han Zheng, Han Lai and others returned. Instructor Lin said loudly, "Release the monster head from the storage belt." This instructor will now count the scores. As Instructor Lin expected, Han Feng was the number 1 among the 10. There are more than 100 first-level monsters and dozens of second-level monsters. The total score of Han Feng has exceeded 800. The second is Han Lin, with 600 points. The third is Han Rong, who has nearly 400 points. The rest are not very high, the gap is not big, and the last few have only more than 100 points. Instructor Lin chuckled. Han Feng, Han Lin, Han Rong, you three will get a second-level pill from the family. Han Zheng Hanel, 7 of you will get a first-level pill. There are still 5 days to cultivate. In 5 days, you will play against the 10 of Instructor Mu, and the 10 who won in the end will represent our Han family in the Renjiangcheng family trial. Returning to Han's house, Han Feng immediately got into his room and started practicing. In these 5 days, Han Feng's goal is to open up the 4th main vein. It takes a lot of energy to get through the 4th main channel. If Han Feng hadn't been sure about it in just 5 days before, but now there is a second-level pill, it would be completely different. Renjiangcheng, xianxia. A stone house, the stone door slowly opened. A pale boy stepped out. Outside the stone house, Chong Wenjun immediately took a step forward. Brother, what step did you take? Chong Wenjun has a complicated face, jealous and joyful. Juvenile, Chong Wenjun's third brother, Chong Wenhua said lightly, well, thanks to the third-level pill delivered by my eldest brother, I have now entered the late stage of the ordinary stage. Only need to condense inner strength into attribute infuriating energy later. Chong Wenjun looked envious. 3-level pill, this level of pill, the whole person is not much in the city. But the eldest brother got so many at one time, directly letting the third brother break through to the late stage of the ordinary stage in one fell swoop. Chong Wenjun pleased him with a smile. This is also related to the qualifications of the third brother. If the qualifications of the third brother are not for the 4th-class qualifications, the limit is close to the 3rd-class low grade. No matter how many pills the eldest brother sent is useless. Chong Wenhua was noncommittal, but said in her mouth, you don't need to be envious. I have already broken through to the end of the mortal stage. In a few days, the 2nd and 3rd levels sent by the eldest brother will be yours, and you won't be able to cross it soon. Into the late fan stage. What I need now is a 4-level pill. There will be another family trial to obtain the human element fruit from the city lord, and the breakthrough of the human level is just around the corner. As expected of Xuanming sect, with a profound background, the rare 2nd and 3rd grade pill in our place, in Xuanming sect, I am afraid that it is no different from garbage. It's a pity that Big Brother can't get the 5-level pill, otherwise our Chong family. Big Brother's time in Zanmingzong is still too short, and his status is not high enough, otherwise he can get back a lot of the 5-level pill. The idiots of the Han family still want to join Zanming sect in half a year. It's just a dream. With the eldest brother in Zanming sect for 1 day, the Han family should not even think of anyone entering Zanming sect. Half a year later, the elder Zanmingzong who came to Renjiangcheng for the assessment, but the elder brother's master, then. Chong Wenhua sneered. Chong Wenjun heard that the remaining 2nd level and 3rd level pill will be his face flushed with joy, and immediately said viciously, brother, that Han Feng of the Han family, this time you must kill him in the trial. Quote. Chong Wenhua raised an eyebrow, that waste. What do you do with him? Chong Wenjun's face was stiff and he told the story before. Chong Wenhua said lightly, that's it. But you can't even compare to a rubbish, you are too disappointing. With so many elixirs to help, you must be able to break through to the 5th or even the 6th main vein when the family is trying out. Then you can take revenge yourself. Just a mere Han Feng, I still see no, I have to deal with Han Ru from the Han family. If it is possible, it would be nice to take her as a foot-washing slave. Chong Wenjun chuckled. So beautiful lady, third brother, you are blessed. Chong Wenhua finally showed a wicked smile. The Han family, Han Yongxing and Lin Yu reported the news of the day in the lobby. Hearing that Han Feng had won the first place and even surpassed Han Lin in strength, Han Yu almost shouted, okay, with a smile. The other elders all showed surprise, and then they glanced at Han Yongxing, their eyes excited. Forced to endure the excitement, Han Yu continued to listen to Han Yongxing's report. Han Yu's face immediately became ugly after hearing something about Chang's family. Many elders began to panic. Han Yu took a deep breath, and said in a deep voice, this Chong family is really hidden. No wonder the Hong family and the geniuses of our other families in Zongcheng always disappear inexplicably. It seems to be the reason for the Chong family. The hidden strength of this Chong family is terrible. Great Elder, we have to make a good decision to defend the Chong family. The Great Elder looked gloomy. The patriarch is right. If Han Lin hadn't escaped today, our Han family wouldn't even know how to be swallowed in the future. Han Yu sighed. Zanmingzong came back to our center to select disciples in half a year. As long as our Han family is selected, we don't have to worry anymore. The great elder and many other elders nodded one after another. In the room, Han Feng entered the first layer of 9 flames and he continued to refine the remaining source liquid. The internal strength cultivation base of opening the 3 main veins is steadily improved. For a long time, Han Feng opened his eyes, and his spirit was buoyant. There is not much source liquid left. If you want to continue to improve, you need to continue refining lower-grade spirit stones. Unfortunately, since the first level of the 9 flames different fire art is not at the peak level, I can't refine that low-grade and low-grade spirit stone with a purity of 9% and 10%. Fortunately, there is a 3rd level magic core. When I break through the 4th main vein, I can use the common fire to refine the 3rd level magic core. The energy of the 3rd level magic core is extremely large, divided into half, enough to make the first level of my 9 flames different fire art reach its peak. The remaining half is more than enough for breakthrough. Next, you can refine the remaining inferior spirit stones and continue to improve your strength. Set the training program for the next few days. Han Feng settled down and continued to practice. 3 days later, Han Feng Nei Jin's cultivation base finally reached the peak limit of the 3 main veins. Half a day's work, Han Feng has already refined the 2nd level pill into the source liquid and started taking it. Boom boom boom. The red source liquid entered his mouth and turned into a steady stream of huge energy. It didn't take long for Han Feng to easily break through to the 4th main vein. But the source liquid energy transformed by the 2nd level pill is still a lot. Seeing this, Han Feng naturally continued to practice. Time passed away faintly, 1 day passed quickly, and it was immediately the day when 10 people were officially decided to participate in the family trial. This day's exercises, Han Feng not only stabilized the cultivation of the 4 main veins, but also the peak of the 4 main veins. All of this is the credit of the 2nd level pill, and it is the credit of the 2nd level pill that exerts 10% of the efficacy. Ordinary people take the 2nd level pill and are at the peak of the 3 main veins. When they reach the sky, they will break through to the 4th main vein and stabilize a little. They want to be like Han Feng. Nearly the 4th main vein is cultivated to the peak. Reading www.ukanshu.com is simply impossible. The next day, Han Feng came to the training ground again. Instructor Lin looked at the 10 Han Feng and nodded in satisfaction. Yes, all have been improved. Regarding Han Feng, Instructor Lin still hasn't seen through, but after several previous experiences, killing Instructor Lin does not believe that Han Feng has not made a breakthrough. Among the 10 people, Han Lin's aura clearly fluctuated greatly, and he clearly broke through to the 5th main channel, but it was not stable yet. Han Feng just thought about it and understood that Han Lin's previous internal energy cultivation base did not reach the peak of the 4th main channel, otherwise the cultivation base of the 5th main channel would certainly not be so unstable. Others, Han Rong successfully opened up the 3rd main channel and stabilized a lot. Han Zheng reached the peak limit of the 2nd main channel. It would not be long before he could break through without a pill. Others, Hanli broke through to the 2nd main channel. Some of the peaks of the previous main channel also broke through smoothly. Basically, all 10 people are now in the 2nd main line of cultivation and above. Han Lin pushed Han Feng, and said mysteriously, "What is your current cultivation base? Don't tell me you haven't broken through." Han Feng smiled faintly. "What if I didn't break through?" Han Lin suddenly looked contemptuous. "Pull it down, you think I am a fool? I was fooled by you before, but now I am still fooled. If you don't break through, I'll go drink urine." Han Feng suddenly choked and rolled his eyes. "You are ruthless." "Yes, I have broken through, and I am the pinnacle of the 4th main vein. Maybe before the trial begins, I can break through again and step into the 5th main line." "How?" Han Lin's face changed, and finally he couldn't help but explode. "Fuck." When Han Feng and his group went to the training ground of the Han family, there was also a group on the other side. The general training venue is the training venue for Han's young people aged 15 to 20. Today is a special day. These young people have been on vacation, but a small number of them stayed here just to watch today's competition. Among the 7 or 8 young people, A young man in a blue shirt touched his chin. Tisk tisk, today you can watch my little sister show off. Another young man laughed and said, it is estimated that Rume has opened up the 7 main lines now. You are still Rume's brother. Compared with Rume, you are a fart. The blue shirt youth said angrily, don't just talk about me, how much better are you? At least I have entered the late mortal stage for a period of time. The attribute infuriating energy has been concentrated almost half, you have not even 1/10 concentrated. Ahem. Calm down. The young man looked embarrassed. Soon the young man sighed, your sister is amazing. She is less than 15 years old and has already opened up 7 points. It is estimated that she will be able to enter the late stage of the ordinary stage before she is 15. When we reach our age, maybe we will enter the human level. People are better than people. It's really annoying. The blue-shirted youth's mouth curled. Don't look at whose sister it is. A stinky face. This blue-shirt youth, called Han Gang, is Han Ru's own brother, Han Feng's cousin, and the son of Han Tianli. The other young man is a collateral child called Han Di. The other young people smiled and watched Han Gang and Han Di chatting and farting, but did not participate. Some of them are collateral, and some are the sons of slaves, but they have one thing in common, their cultivation level is not high. When they were 15 years old, they only opened up 1 or 2 main lines. Now 2 or 3 years later, they can get through 4, 5 or 6 lines. In terms of status, it is far behind Han Gang and Han Di. Han I suddenly said, don't just talk about your sister. I heard that your 2 cousins are also good. Han Lin hasn't said anything, he has been doing well. This Han Feng is now very famous. In just over a month, his strength has surpassed Han Lin. This kind of strength development speed is not comparable to your sister. Han Gang's face faded obviously when he mentioned Han Feng. Han Gang thought of his father Han Tianli a few days ago and asked him to treat Han Feng well, so he couldn't help but curl his lips. Han Di saw this and couldn't help but persuade. I know that you have always had a bad impression of Han Feng, but the things of the previous generation can't involve the next generation. In other words, it is your cousin by blood. Furthermore, now our Han family values Han Feng very much, why bother? Han Gang opened his mouth, and finally said nothing. After all, it's all jealousy. Even Han Lin has a lot of jealousy in his heart. This is because Han Lin was saved by Han Feng, let alone Han Gang. Stop talking, Instructor Lin and Instructor Mu are here. A young man next to him whispered. Han Gang and Han I immediately stood up straight, looking proudly at the approach of more than 20 people from both sides. It's Han Gang, this is Han Ru's relatives. Han Gang is already a master at the later stage of the fan order. It is said that the attribute chi has been concentrated in half. I don't know when we will reach that point. Well, although we are the elites of the Han family, the people standing next to Han Gang were not elites at the beginning. They have opened up 1 or 2 main lines, but now 2 or 3 years have passed and only 5 or 6 have been opened up. The bigger the gap between us and those geniuses, when we reach Han Gang's level, at least 20 years away. In our lifetime, it would be nice if we could reach the level of Instructor Lin. Everyone talked a lot, including the other side. The late fan level stage is still their envy. Of course, there are also a few calm faces. Instructor Lin's side, Han Feng and Han Lin are the same. Han Rong is slightly better, but the others are not enough. For Han Feng and Han Lin, the level of Han Gang is not so remote for them. Especially Han Feng, as long as the level of the 9 flames different fire art is raised, and there is enough spiritual refining, it is possible to directly break through the human rank in a short time. Han Gang and Han Di enjoyed the worship of most people, very proud. In the general training ground, they can only be regarded as the top, but not the top. The top-notch existence has either already reached the peak of the post-mortal stage and only 1 step into the human stage, or is already a human-level master. For example, Han Mo. Han Mo is definitely the first person in the Han family under the age of 20. He is only 19 and is already a human-level 1-star master. According to rumors, it is likely that he will soon break through to the human level 2-star. A strong candidate for the late personal level. Even, with the help of corresponding exercises, many Han families believe that Han Mo also has hope to enter the profound stage. In the general training ground, the 2 of them could not receive such admiration. Han Feng followed Instructor Lin, and soon saw a 30-year-old woman on the other side swiftly taking 10 girls into the general training ground. www.mtlnovel.com. One of the 10 girls was headed with a calm face. His face was cold, with a long ponytail, which made people feel cool and not close. Han Ru. Han Feng whispered. The younger generation of the Han family, Han Feng is most uncomfortable with this Han Ru. This Han Ru can be described as extremely arrogant in his bones, and contempt for Han Feng to the extreme. Han Mo is better. After all, he is 19 years old and he is an adult. His way of thinking is different from when he was a child. Although it is not very good for Han Feng, he can pass it. Han Feng and Han Gang are simply ignored. But this Han Ru would have to ridicule a few words once he saw it. If Han Feng hadn't deliberately avoided Han Ru could say even worse. Han Ru noticed Han Feng with a plain gaze at this time, and immediately showed disdain, and whispered a few words to a few women around him. These girls looked at Han Feng with sympathy. Han Lin said bitterly, Han Feng, this year is really overwhelming. There are 2 people who are equal to me and Sister Ru. There are also many who have opened up the 3 main veins. I think this time I can enter the front. 10, we boys have 3 or 4 at most, or even less. Han Feng shrugged. We can just work **** our own, not so much. I lost this time. I don't think it's a bad thing. It just stimulates some elites on our boys' side. Han Lin paused and nodded. Yes, our boys' competitiveness is too low, so the cultivation level of each one is not high. Last time I saw the group of Chang's guys, they were a higher grade than us as a whole. Haha, Sister Mu, it is worthy of your teaching. Compared with yours, my results are a bit hard to come by. Instructor Mu faintly smiled. Lin Yu, you are too soft-hearted, otherwise the little guys you teach will be raised by at least 1 level. Han Lin and others secretly began to talk. In their opinion, Instructor Lin was also very strict when teaching, but Instructor Mu said that Instructor Lin taught very softly. How severe is that unwillingness? Han Lin, here. Han Gang suddenly beckoned and shouted. Han Ru on the other side also slowly walked towards Han Gang. Other people in 2s and 3s and know each other to form a group. Instructor Lin and Instructor Mu didn't care about it either. They were both from the Han family and didn't need so many rules. Han Lin looked at Han Feng. Han Feng, let's go together. Han Feng shook his head slightly. Go, if I go, cousin Han Gang may not be happy. Han Lin wanted to say something, and finally sighed. Han Feng, I believe they will accept you in the end. Now they are just jealous. When you show their ability to beat the horse, they won't do this again. Han Feng is very interested, so confident in me. Han Lin rolled his eyes. Nonsense, within a month and a half, the Jin cultivation base has caught up with me, and the comprehensive combat power has surpassed me. There is nothing I don't believe in. Even if you suddenly tell me tomorrow that you are already a master of the post-mortem stage, I will also be very calm. Han Feng helplessly, it's all right, you go quickly. After Han Lin left, Han Rong came over, and Han Zheng also came along. Han Rong and Han Zheng have a very good relationship. Han Zheng also expressed his gratitude to Han Feng for saving Han Rong. So when they saw Han Feng alone, both of them came to both sides of Han Feng. Han Feng smiled slightly and talked with them. After Han Lin arrived, Han Ru couldn't help frowning. You couldn't see Han Feng before, why are you talking and laughing with him now? Han Lin rubbed his head. Sister Ru, do you have to target Han Feng so much? He is no longer a waste. Han Ru snorted, so what, if it weren't for his father, our Han family might already be the first family in Renjiangcheng now. Why is it so difficult? Han Lin smiled bitterly. Impossible, even if there is no such thing as the 4th uncle, our Han family cannot be the first family in the city. Why? Han Ru frowned, very unconvinced. Han Lin kept silent. The things of the Chong family, now only a few of them and the senior officials of the Han family knew about it, it was not the time to leak. Han Ru was unwilling to answer when Han Lin saw Han Lin. She was very annoyed and said, I really don't know what kind of mischievous soup Han Feng poured you to protect him so much. Han Gang was suddenly embarrassed, and whispered, Sister, this sentence is not used like this. Han Lin also turned dark, and then said, Sister Ru, where is the crookedness you thought? Han Ru curled her lips. Don't you two have any ulterior secrets? After finishing speaking, Han Ru glanced at Han Lin a few times. By the way, your skin is also good. Han Lin gritted his teeth. Sister Ru, I don't have that hobby. I am close to Han Feng. It was Han Feng who saved my life in the Yufeng Mountains, otherwise you will just wait to see my bones now. Han Lin hasn't been announced by the senior management. Only Han Lin knows about it. It is the first time that Han Gang and Han Ru have heard of it. Han Gang's expression changed immediately. What's the matter? Why are you in danger? Han Lin had no choice but to tell something about the Yufeng mountain range. Han Ru clenched her fist and said bitterly, the sons of the Chong family, when the family tries, I will definitely want them to look good. Although Han Gang was also annoyed, he had to remind, little girl, you want a lady. Ladies understand, don't talk dirty all day, I really want the Han family to see the nature of the goddess in their hearts. Then Han Gang said to Han Lin, I am over the qualifications of the family trial and cannot avenge you, but don't worry, I will vent your anger when I meet the Chong family and my generation in the future. Instructor Lin and Instructor Mu are almost over. Instructor Mu looked at the time and said, it's almost time, let's start. Instructor Lin nodded. Old rules. Yes. Instructor Mu replied. Seeing this, Instructor Lin took a step forward. Boys, little girls, come here to stand. And the others are standing together, and Instructor Lin said again, the 20 of you will be divided into 10 competitions. The winning side will also accept the challenge of the defeated side. Challenge the winner, and the defeated side can replace the winner. Now, I announce the candidates for the competition. This candidate was discussed by Instructor Lin and Instructor Mu. Both of them have a clear understanding of the people they train. They know who will qualify and who are most likely to fail. Therefore, in the 10 competitions, the 10 people who won basically represented the 10 people in the trial, and there were few accidents. But the 20 people in the competition didn't know that some of them had average cultivation bases, and they had good luck. The only difference between the two is Han Feng. Instructor Lin believes that Han Feng is fully capable of entering the top 10, but Instructor Mu has not seen it before. Just hearing it cannot move Instructor Mu. The opponent selected by Instructor Mu for Han Feng is even more powerful than Han Lin Yinyan. Is also a master of getting through the 5 main veins, and a stable warrior. In the words of Instructor Mu, it is rumored that this kid can contend with the 4 main lines in 3 main lines, and his strength is progressing very fast. Now maybe he has broken through to the 4 main lines. Wouldn't it be right not to pick him a better opponent? Don't stop him. Instructor Lin knew that Instructor Mu didn't believe in Han Feng's strength. In the end, Instructor Lin gave in. Unknowingly, Han Feng is becoming more and more mysterious in Instructor Lin's heart. Han Feng's cultivation and combat power will always surprise people. Instructor Lin himself doesn't know why, thinking that Han Feng is unlikely to lose. The first game, Han Ru vs. Han Zheng. Han Ru took a step forward calmly, but Han Zheng was tangled. On the one hand, this is a good opportunity to get close to the goddess in my heart. On the other hand, against Han Ru, there is basically no possibility of winning. Start. Instructor Lin shouted sharply, and Han Zheng was immediately cautious. Just as he was about to speak, Han Ru had moved quickly to the front of Han, and Han Zheng flew out with a palm shot. 9 Shadow Palm. This is the basic martial art passed on to Han Ru and other girls from Instructor Mu. As soon as the palm of the 9 shadows comes out, 9 afterimages can be cast in the perfect state. 9 afterimages, only one is a real attack. If the flaws in the palm of the 9 shadows cannot be seen in a short time, the result will be like Han Zheng. The people around him took a deep breath, knowing that Han Ru was great, but seeing it with his own eyes was still shocking. It was the girl's face that Instructor Mu taught that there was no change. This kind of thing, in their eyes, is accustomed to them. Among them, no one can support Han Ru. These 9 shadow palms are basic martial arts, which have been practiced by Han Ru to a degree close to completion. Is displayed by the cultivation base that opens up the 7 main veins, and its power is extraordinary. Han Ru stepped back without change. Han Zheng looked disappointed. Was defeated by the goddess in his heart with 1 blow, and it was a big blow to Han Zheng. With Han Rong's support, Han Zheng ended sadly. Instructor Lin sighed and said, The second game, Han Lin fights. Han Lin's opponent is a girl martial artist who has opened up the 3 main veins, and the realm is not stable, slightly worse than Han Rong. Han Lin has already opened up the 5 main veins. Although the same realm is unstable, the gap between the 2 main veins allows Han Lin to easily win. There are a few more matches next, most of which are the girls' side winning. The only winner on the man's side was Han Rong, plus Han Lin, and now they are only 2. Han Gang and Han I twitched at the corners of their mouths. Our Han family is under 15 years old, and it wouldn't be a woman's world. Han Meng is the most powerful woman in our age group. At the peak of the late fan stage, it is only 1 step away from entering the human stage. In another year, when these girls come to the general training ground, there will be Han Meng and Han Ru. Brother Han Mo is not here if he is over 20 years old. Wouldn't we also be the world of women? The 2 of them were in grief and indignation, and felt extremely painful for the prosperity of the younger generation of the Han family. It's another 1 or 2 games, and there are few games until the end of the first round. Instructor Lin said at this time, Han Feng, Han Yutong, you 2 step forward. In this time, you 2 are opponents. Both Han Rong and the girl exclaimed. This Han Yutong is a warrior who has opened up the 5 main veins. On the girl's side, a girl in a green shirt quickly walked out, raising a smile on her face and said to Han Feng, I've been hearing your name all this time, I don't know if it is worthy of the name. Han Feng said lightly, whether it is worthy of the name, you will know if you have a trial. The girl's side suddenly booed, obviously not trusting Han Feng's strength, but Han Rong, who were full of expectations for Han Feng. Han Ru hummed beside Han Gang, Han Yutong is our top 3 women in this session. I don't believe that Han Feng will win. Han Lin smiled. Sister Ru, that's not necessarily true. On the competition stage, Han Yutong took the lead. 9 Shadows Palm. The realm of the 9 Shadow Palm Xiaocheng, you can swing 3 palm shadows. The realm of great achievement, you can wave 6 palm shadows. The realm of perfection, you can wave 9 palm shadows. Han Yutong's savvy is obviously good. He has been able to play 5 palm shadows, and only 1 short of 1 can reach the realm of 9 shadow palms. The 5 palm shadows, imaginary and real, make people unable to see through. Although Han Feng's combat power is strong, he has only opened up the 4 main veins after all. There is no way to see the reality of Han Yutong's 5 palm shadows at a glance. Since you can't see through, then attack. Condensing claw power. Brush brush. Countless claw shadows condensed in the air and rushed away. Papa. The claw shadow and the palm shadow collided, and Han Yutong's palm was soon broken. Han Yutong was shocked by the counter-shock force and backed back again and again, and immediately blurted out in surprise, the consummation state of claw condensation. Han Ru is also shocked. You must know that she herself is only close to consummation for Juing Palm, rather than achieving consummation. And she has been practicing 9 Shadow Palm for more than 3 months. Can Han Feng? As far as she knows, Instructor Lin has taught claw technique for less than 2 months. Han Lin smiled very proudly. Look, I said Han Feng will not necessarily lose. Han Feng itself has already opened up the 4 main channels, and is extremely stable, and with the tricks of condensing claws to complete the stage, it is not a problem to resist the ordinary and get through the 5 or 6 main channels. Han Ru said in an unpleasant way, Smelly boy, look at you, I admit I underestimated Han Feng, let's go. On the competition stage, Han Yutong's expression was solemn. It seems that 80 to 90% of the previous rumors about your strength are true, so I won't keep it anymore. After saying this, Han Yutong struck again. This time it is still the 9 Shadows Palm and the 5 Palm Shadows, but both power and speed are much stronger than before. Obviously, the previous Han Yutong did not exert all the power of the 5 main veins. As soon as Han Yutong was serious, Han Feng had a lot of difficulties to deal with it, but it was only that. The 2 played against each other with dozens of moves, and the palm shadow and the claw shadow continued to collide with each other, making a popping sound. The hottest Korean wind's inner strength suddenly erupted, and the claw shadow quickly increased by more than half, once again breaking Han Yutong's 9 shadow palms, and even the claw shadow tore the sleeves of Han Yutong's body, becoming ragged, revealing some spring light. Han Feng was dumbfounded. Han Lin was dumbfounded. A group of men were also dumbfounded. Soon, Han Lin led his hair and let out a roar. Han Feng, great. A group of men laughed wretchedly. Among them, Han Gang and Han Ai were the top ones, which caused Han Ru to look at the two with cold eyebrows, wishing to fight against them. Han Yutong stared at Han Feng bitterly, gritted his teeth and said, "Instructor, I give up. In this situation, how can I fight?" Han Feng touched his nose, laughing and crying. He didn't expect this to be the case in the end. This, Sister Yutong, I don't know that this will happen to you. You reading www.yuakanshu.com, this. I'm sorry. Han Feng apologized embarrassingly. But Han Yutong obviously didn't accept it, and ended up with a black face. Accompanied by several girls, he went to change clothes. Instructor Lin looked strange for a while, and he smiled. This game, Han Feng wins. Instructor Mu was also dumbfounded, but he did not blame Han Feng. Han Feng confirmed his strength. Secondly, on the battlefield, whoever cares whether you are a man or a woman, whether your clothes are disheveled, you should kill it. Instructor Mu pondered. It seems that Yutong's teaching is not enough. If I were to take advantage of Han Feng's embarrassment, I should kick it up and kick it directly into a castrate. By then, it will be Han Feng that will be ashamed. Instructor Lin heard the whole body cold, and immediately wiped a cold sweat. It is worthy of being the most violent female instructor among our instructors. Fortunately, this Han Yutong hasn't got any real life from Instructor Mu, otherwise. Looking at Han Feng, Instructor Lin showed a look of, "You are so lucky," and confused Han Feng, who noticed this look. Off the court, all the men laughed strangely, so Han Feng couldn't help being black. Han Rong said unconsciously, "Tisk," first burst the chrysanthemum, "this time it's the same. Han Feng, you guys are wretched and perverted." Han Feng smiled brilliantly, and put his arms around Han Rong's shoulders. "Looking at what you said, don't you really yearn for it? How about we have another match?"